Check out how much the hydro tomato has put on in the last few weeks. It's looking really good, and the bok choy is getting ready. So I have my plate, which you'll see fits right in there really nicely. And so those are my holes for planting, and I have to line the inside with the black plastic, and then we'll have that table filled up with water, and I can move the bok choy into here. Less than full, about a liter less, filling this with 20 liters straight from the spring outlet, no filters or nothing. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I want to check what my EC of the water is. This is coming straight out of the spring. I have 0.3 at the moment. That number we just got to kind of keep in our head. Now I want to check pH to see what the pH of this water is. So I'm going to say 7.7 is where we're at right now with 20 liters. This is pH down. It's just in a different bottle. This is a salad bottle. Be very careful when you're messing with this stuff, like I was saying in another video, because it will burn you. I'd start off with like 2.5 to 3 milliliters. So I'm going to start with that, just so we put in 2.5, and then let me get a stick to mix this with. Okay, this should be pretty well mixed. You see why this would be much easier to do if you can get 20 liters in a bucket. And you can do all of this in a bucket and just stir it real quick. So we're at 6.6, 6.5. Okay, I'm gonna say 6.4. I'm trying to take it down quite low. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put another 2.5 mils in here. We got 2.5 mil. So right now we have 5 milliliters of pH down to 20 liters of water. I'm starting to get into the fives. I'm at 5.9, 5.8, 5.7. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. So 5 milliliters of pH down to 20 liters of water for my application. I started at 7.7. Okay, these are the nutrients that I use. Okay, so I'm going to start with the micro, the purple. And so I just fill up to 20 and I spray that inside the water. Okay, that's it. The water is prepared. Now I have my plate. This is just made from 5mm piece of plastic I got at the hardware store. The bottom looks terrible because I had glue on it, but that's the top. The top sits right in place. It's okay for stable. Then because of all this wind, I always tie mine down. Just a piece of string over the top, and that protects your top from blowing off. I had this set up before and a storm came and I lost almost everything because the whole thing blew over. So then I use swim noodles. Ours over here in Switzerland do not have holes in the middle, which is actually kind of cool because then you can make it whatever diameter you want instead of having the big hole from the swim noodle. It's kind of actually convenient that we don't have holes. I always keep this one for an inspection port, and then you can see all I do with them is I literally take a big drill bit by hand. I cut these off by hand, big drill bit by hand to make kind of a hole, and then I slit it with the razor, and those just fit right inside the hole. It's not good for a heavy plant like a tomato or something else, but for just leafy greens, which is all we're doing, this is just going to be a strictly bok choy grow. These kind of things are actually really awesome. That's the table prepped out and the water is prepped as well. So now I just got to go grab plants so we can get those in. Okay, here are our bok choy all ready to go in. They've got solid 2 leaves already. They're starting to shoot a third. So they're moving to their next transition of life. So now what I like to do is if you make them float a little, so I just got another cup of water. And now they kind of float in there. Just go really slowly with them, and you can just see you pull their roots right out. Not a problem. So that just slips right inside. He'll sit like this. and the roots are going to dangle down into the water inside. I'll plant it up just in their holes. Today is the 17th of January. Let's see what they do.